without the African. So what's the problem? What is the problem? So if they want to use the fact, or if they want to say that it's a fact that Africans made it with Neanderthals and created the white race, okay, well then your father or your mother is African. You are African. No matter how you want to slice it, you're still African. But the reason why they got to put that Neanderthal there is so they can say, well, my ancestors was here before you, giving us claim to this planet over you. And there's absolutely no proof to support that but this Neanderthal that it seems only the Smithsonian can find. Since they talking about they have an abundance of it, it's the most found bones. But they have the bones. And if they have the bones of Neanderthals and the bones of Australopithecus, how do they not know? We got our bones as well. How do they not know if we evolved from it? But they put this chart up there to say that we did, and then people don't know how to ask questions and what to look for, so they are confused, and people just go along with what we are told. But it's bullshit. It's bogus. So you can take the Smithsonian's own quote, their own question, straight to their museum where they actually have the Neanderthal statues, and say, well, what the fuck is this? How do you have this here if you don't know if we evolved from it, if we came from it? So it's just something for people to look at and to question. Bottom line, it really don't matter, where you come from, what race you are, what color, what have you. The only thing that matters is right and wrong. I know that's basically an old saying, and people always say that, but it's the truth. Truth, righteousness, justice, peace, what have you. Things we should be living by, not by the color of a person's skin. And if people just understood that the similarities that we have as human beings is far greater than the things that separate us. And the only separation that we know, we have been taught. We've been taught to be separate and that we are different, and we should embrace our differences instead of embracing what we share and what really matters to us. Do it really matter to you that a person is not the same skin color as you? Does it really matter? Now, of course, black people are going to say yeah. Some white people are going to say yeah because of the context and what we have been brought up in, the way the world is that we grew up in. But take that out. If you take that out, what we have been taught and what has been put into us, would it really matter? And I think our children show us that it don't matter. When you have little black kids and white kids playing together as if color is nothing. It's just, let's play. Let's enjoy each other's company. But because we have been taught to hate and we have been taught to be separate and to separate ourselves, and because of the history that has been perpetuated by a government system, not a race, we have all this racial tension and hatred between the races. And at the end of the day, all people really care about is their family, their friends, being successful, having a good life. And I believe every race cares about that equally. So if we put all the bullshit aside and just pay attention to what we see, and we see clearly, as I said, you have African women giving birth to white people. So a lot of people is going to say, well, albinos is not the same as the white race. Well, what the albino proves is there was a mutation. It's just as simple. As I talked about before, men are just a mutation of women. Plain and simple. We are a mutation caused by the secretion of testosterone. Everybody starts out as a woman. It's the secretion of testosterone that changes that woman into a man. Clitoris is just elongated, becomes a penis. Ovaries drop, becomes testicles. You have, when you don't have enough secretion of testosterone in the brain, but the body transforms into a man, this is how you get gay people. Because the brain has not secreted testosterone, so it's still a woman. The rest of the body has, and it changes to a man. So a person becomes gay. It's clear. But if you teach people that, you can't use, homophobia against us. You can't use our differences against us. You can't have us at each other's throat because of our differences and use it to further your agenda when you just tell people what it is. It's the same thing with lesbian women. The secretion of testosterone only happens in the brain, not the body. So they stay with a female body, but they like women. They have a male brain. And we see that with, if you really know like a real hardcore dyke girl that's like exactly like a dude, I know a couple of them that's hardcore, then you can see it. It's like, damn, you a damn dude with titties. Just like a man, like you can understand what's going on. Secretion only happens in the brain, not the body. These are things that they understand, that they know what's going on, but they use it against us to control us. And they have been doing it well and successfully for a long time, and they continue to do it to this day. Everybody's getting on, Trump about what's going on, and, just so much racial tension still going on about people debating with Trump, and you have his supporters. I've seen them call black people some crazy names. Even now recently with the football players not wanting to go visit Trump in the White House, you see what they've been called. If you look at Twitter, all the racial slurs, and, some people still believe we actually evolved from monkeys, and that's been thrown out there. It's ridiculous how brainwashed people is and how stupid they act because of ignorance. So, I wanted to put this video together to just kind of, elaborate more on my last video that I put out about the origins of the races of people. And you yourself, it's not even, you don't need to do no research. You can just look and see clearly. We talked about in the video, the Asian race, which they have proved themselves. This is not something that I'm saying. This is the Asian race. This is Chinese people themselves put out the information that they come from African people. And you can go to South Africa to the same people and look clearly and see that this is where Asians come from, because they look like Asians. Clear as day. So when you pay attention to the whole out of Africa theory that I got into in the last video, and you can clearly see what happened. So again, it's just a matter of accepting facts, or continue to believe ignorance for whatever reason. Continue to believe what you have been told that don't make no damn sense. That a damn African had sex with a Neanderthal and created a clean-cut, pure white boy. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard, and people stupid following it. And when you get there to the Smithsonian Museum, when you look at the bones of the Neanderthal, first of all, the bones look like regular anybody else's bones, and the skull is big. But as I said, they have been proven to manipulate skulls. It don't make no sense. It don't fit. Use common sense. Now, when you look at Homo heidelbergensis, and then you see the evolution that Neanderthal came next, and when you look at the Neanderthals, look at how they got their skin. It's white. Skin is white. We know, everybody knows, there is no way two white people is going to produce an African. So how the hell did Homo heidelbergensis 1 evolve into Neanderthal? But how the hell did Homo heidelbergensis again evolve into Homo sapien, or the African race? How did that happen? So, it doesn't work. It doesn't fit. Because then you would have to say that two white people or a white race can produce a black African race, which we know, common sense will tell you that's not possible. So, these are small things that people would rather believe the lie. They would rather not do no research at all. They would rather accept what they have been told, and accept the hatred and the racial tension and all the bullshit that comes with the kind of thinking that has been put out there. They would rather accept it than to look at the truth. And it don't take that much time to sit down and do the research. I did this shit years ago. So, it's clear. If you really have that question in your head, what's going on, and where we come from, then go research it. Don't even take my word for it. Don't pay attention to nothing that I said. Go look for yourself and see. Because it's the only way you're really going to get it in you is when you know yourself. So, it's just that simple. I don't speak on nothing that I don't know. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. And a lot of people, I got a lot of comments about the last video. And nobody can really provide any concrete proof that makes sense. Now, again, I'm going to get comments on this video, and I guarantee you that whatever they put out there is not going to refute the video. Not even just that. Again, fuck all the science. Homo, Heidelberg, bro. What? I understand, man. They make up these long ass names and ascribe things, these long ass names, because they don't want you to really know what it is. If you got something with a long, stupid ass name that don't make no sense, it's because they don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to deal with it, make your brain hurt to try to pronounce it, because they don't want you dealing with this shit. But, forget all that. Forget all the science, forget all the bullshit, and just look at the facts. Look at what's right in front of your face. Clear as day. We all the same. 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes. Only difference is our hair and our skin color. Eye color. Not even that, because you got black people, Africans with blue eyes, blonde hair, red hair. Where's the difference? Where's the difference, really? We the same. We are all the same. Fucking dogs don't argue about a litter that's multicolored. And we're supposed to be the master race, above all that. And we arguing about fucking skin color, pigment. So we already know we've been lied to. Schools lied to us. Every institution has lied to us. And religious, of course, the biggest liars. And again, if you want to trace it back, evolution, as I said, going all the way back to cyanobacteria, which is basically the first life on this planet, would be cyanobacteria. And, your Bible doesn't tell you cyanobacteria was created first as a living organism. It's living. And according to science, everything came from it. But then you get to that point where we don't know. We stop with this primates. And they tell you, well, we didn't evolve from them. We share a common ancestor. We don't see where that common ancestor comes into place. Then they tell you that, well, first of all, come on, look at your hands. We have primate DNA. That's clear. We also share DNA with platypuses, possums, cats, mice, a lot of different animals, reptiles. We got a lot of different animal DNA in us. But then they sit and they tell you that, well, that's a small amount. Over 90% of your DNA, we don't know what the hell it is. They call it junk DNA, as I talked about in the DVD. Junk DNA. What the hell is that? Non-enzyme coding, non-protein coding, junk DNA. So, what is that? And, clearly, they don't know what the missing link is, what the common ancestor is. They don't know what it is. They don't know where Homo australopithecus came from. And they don't know what 99% of our DNA is, junk DNA. So it's telling you that this is some kind of relation. This is related, as I got into in the DVD. So, you got to really pay attention to what we have been told about us. So I want to thank you guys for, taking the time to watch and taking the time to, support. And, again, this is something that a lot of people really need to look into and understand. And again, we are kind of sort of at that point now where people just don't care. People don't give a shit about this. So what? People just really in their feelings and emotional about what we've been seeing over the last few years and all the racial tension and stuff like that. People don't give a shit about this information now. A lot of people are going through things and they feel the way they feel. But if you want to get into facts and you want to understand the facts, you need to know the truth, what's going on. And understand that the emotions that you are feeling, all the hatred and anger, you have been made to feel that way, and it's part of an agenda to deceive you. And by you continuing to feel like that and continuing to be consumed by the hatred and anger, then you are just being, you're being led to your own demise. You're being led to helping them fulfill an agenda that's not going to benefit you. So you're only doing yourself a disservice by letting ignorance control your emotions. Let it go. It's bullshit. It's in you to control you and to deceive you. And as I talked about in the video I put out, part 2 of the Satan video, who is Satan or whatever. This is a part of this whole satanic type system that is has been perpetuated for hundreds of years, and I talked about it in that video. But you understand what I mean. So don't let it consume you. Don't be consumed by this shit. It's petty, man. It's fucking petty. It's petty. You black on white. Come on. Now we understand what goes with that. White privilege. And then people want to say that black people are just lazy and we don't want to do shit and violent or what have you. But both stigmas have been put there by a government system. You know, these identities have been given to us. Black people have been forced to be what we are, and the black community has been made that way. Drugs was put in there. The hip-hop music was put in there to control our minds, to get us to act it out. White people was given privilege because if you do that, then it's automatically going to piss people off. I mean, if it's two of you, it's two of you, and then one person comes in there and only gives one of you food. Only gives one of you food. And the person who got the food, who's getting all the food from the one person, if they don't share with you, you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to feel some type of way. Now, what's going on is people are getting mad at the person who is receiving all the food and not getting mad at the person who is walking in and giving them all the food. Instead of you getting mad at the person who's giving this one group of people, this one person, I should say, the food, and he's saying, well, what the fuck? Why you ain't hooking me up? We getting mad at the person that's receiving all the food. And, you know, the whole thing is, yeah, you should share. But if this thing is about survival, why would I share? If it's a competition, why would I share? As I talked about in my last video, it's a competition. Why would I share with you? So, of course, there's going to be animosity and hatred there. Of course, we're going to call them white devil because that's some evil shit to do, to not share with them. Clearly here starving and you got all that. And this motherfucker going to keep feeding you. So sneak me something. And, you know, now we have white people waking up and seeing what we've been talking about, you know, for years, for decades. And they're waking up to see that the system that they think is for them is really against them and has one agenda that's not going to benefit them. They are being used to bring about, you know, the fulfillment of an agenda. So if that means you get privileges for now, it's all good. Give you what we need to give you. But they have proven to you that they'll fucking kill you if it means fulfilling their agenda. So why would you want to stick with that? Why would you want to accept their identity of being a pawn, you know, fattening you up, you know, for the kill? So now you got the people who can help you hating you. And at the end of the day, the people who has been supporting you and giving you all this, you know, attention and privileges, they're going to stab you in the fucking back. They already stabbed you in the back. So yeah, you know, this race thing is just, it's fucking stupid, man. It's stupid. And as I said, if I didn't live around the world and I could see it working, black and white, I've seen it work, then I wouldn't be talking about what I'm talking about. And I know, again, if education is the key, which is why I choose to educate and wake people up, and if people knew the truth about what's going on, then, you know, they would act accordingly, and they would basically, you know, it would change their mind and change the way they feel about certain things. So we need to educate each other. People need to wake up and see what the truth is and understand that everything else that's negative is a part of an agenda to control them. It's just that simple. But yeah, I can get into this shit all day. Got videos on it. A lot more videos to come. And thank you guys for taking the time to watch. As I said, part 4 of Preparing for the Mental Nature is out. Grab it if you can. And thanks to those who did grab it and support. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm already making plans, getting ready to do part 6 of Saturn, Satan, and God, and trying to, you know, finish school and get everything out of the way before I take that trip over to Kemet. And yeah, I'm going to be taking trips like all year. As I said, the beginning of this year or the end of last year, I'm going to be going to a lot of places. Tibet, to Italy, Sierra Leone. I'm definitely going to be going to Africa. There's a lot of places I'm going to be going coming up this year to show you guys shit and to talk about some stuff, because there's some deep shit that's out here that I want to get into. But we'll get into that again. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next video.